Rise and shine, great grand rising, beloved, great grand rising. Come on in, come on in. Take a moment, tag your friends, your family members, let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. And I left one thing, so let me go run and grab so I can check my Facebook connection. I forgot to grab the phone. I apologize. Here we go. I apologize. All right. Let me make sure we are broadcasting on Facebook. Let me throw up a great grand rising. Yes, we are here. Happy Sunday, guys. Go ahead, tag a friend, tag a family member. Let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. We're in our first quarter recap and we're going over all the goodies. So with that being said, let's take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. Truly relaxing, beloved. Relaxing, crown of the head, skin over scalp. Come on, pull the face, the eyes down, the cheeks. Drop those shoulders down from your ears. Come on, let those arms loose, let those fingers loose. Your torso, your core, your legs, your thighs, your feet. Firmly planted. We are anchored here. We are safe here. Deep breath in. Turning the focus inward to the rich inner life, the kingdom of God that is within. Taking a moment to just breathe deeply, releasing and letting go anxiety, stress, concern, worry, projecting into the future what you have later on. Come all the way present to this sacred moment. Breathe. Breathe in gratitude for this precious moment, this sacred day. Come on, exhale thanksgiving. All is well. All is well. Hey, Reese, thanks for joining us live. All right, we are down to the wire. We are at the end of first Q. Is officially ending tonight at midnight. No, we got one more day in March, right? Okay. Hey, Brian, you be picking up my vibes. I've been praying and covering you. I spoke to you with Kizzy asked about you, and I said I have to contact you to get an update. Please give me an update. I'm so happy to see you guys here, all right? So let's go ahead, beloved, and let's really tap in. I'm looking at the email that I sent out over the weekend. We did this in 3 parts. We did this first Q recap. This is installment number 3. I did not realize how much ground I covered in the last 90 days. And I said on Friday, if we don't do anything but build on what was released, you're going to have something in your hands. I want you to hear this because this is so important. And I'm speaking primarily to those of us that are American Africans and the diaspora in particularly. We've had a long journey and we're still traveling. But now more than ever, I feel like it's our time. There's so many things. Oh God, there's just so much going on today. I'm so full. Let me breathe because it's all just coming so quickly here today. My heart's desire. Hey, Marcus, thanks for joining us live. Yes. All right. So much is just coming in so quickly, you guys. All right. We're at the end of the first Q. We've covered so much ground. So much is happening. And right now, so much is coming at me, coming up in me, coming at me, coming up in me. I need to try to tap in and zero into you guys so I can make this make sense. We've been on a long journey, but I feel like this is our time and our season. I feel like we're going to accelerate in our progression and in our progress, but it's going to really take you drawing a line of demarcation in the sand, declaring that you're willing to fully wake up out of sleep, right? Fully wake up out of sleep. And only each of us know the areas where we retreat, where we sleep, where we go unconscious. I feel like everything, we have a window and everything is opening, but we have to make a bold and necessary declaration, as we did in January. This is about me now, me first. And for those of you that are carrying mantles, that have an assignment, because you are the custodian of your bloodline, I speak to your spirit today. Now more than ever, you're being called and you're being asked to come to the forefront, to allow your voice to be heard, to allow your assignment to be activated. Because we're in this huge global and universal shifting, where we are moving out old paradigms and old structures, and new are being ushered in. And it's like we're on an adventurous journey. But you have to know how to navigate the unknown. This is where you have to truly and honestly be locked into a true prophetic voice. I'm not talking about a church prophetic voice. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about a church prophet who's locked into Christianity Inc. Y'all get what I'm saying. Those of you I'm talking about a real prophet that is a futurist, that can look and see and give you words of instruction and directive as a global community, as American Africans, that can give the word of instruction. You still have time. It doesn't matter what condition you appear to be in. I want you to hear this, because I feel the spirit of acceleration that is here for us today. It doesn't matter what condition you're in. It doesn't matter how long you've been in that condition, or if something new just emerged and appeared and landed in your life. It doesn't matter. I'm feeling something radical rising up in my spirit, where I know it's going to take more impact and more emphasis. Can you put that in your notes? More emphasis, more impact, more consistency. More impact, more emphasis, more consistency on the path that you are carving out for yourself. Play day is over. The day of not being serious about your assignment is over. I feel like we have a window that we can get on through this window. And I sense that we're going to be asked to make some major changes. And when I say major, meaning that it's really outside of what you have grown accustomed to and what you're comfortable with. But it's nothing you're going to have to force yourself to do. I say this to my people all the time. When I look over my life and I look at every move that I have made that had a great impact and caused me to shift, grow, and transform, it was nothing I had to fight and struggle to do. It was an inner knowing from my inner guidance system, where I just knew this is the way to go. Really and truly, it's like all of the spirit and the energy of that, with all the help from the unseen realm, literally is picking me up and gliding me forward. That's how effortless it was. It doesn't matter if it was a decision to relocate, if it was a decision about ministry. I never had to struggle with any of the things that were for a major change, for major impact. And that's where we have to learn. This is why we stay tapped in to fifth dimensional consciousness, right? And I want y'all talking back to me. Tell me, what do you have a clear sense of in your spirit? What do you sense at this time? What are you being asked to do? Y'all talk back to me today. Come on. We got prophets in the chat. Talk back to me. I feel that the main thing I want to have, and I'm not even getting into the first quarter recap here, right? Because there's an urgency. You have to be about your business now for real. All the things that we have gave ourselves latitude with, all the things that we just let slide and go by, we have to get focused. So remember in February, when it was high frequency February, we talked about intentional focus, right? We talked about insight. We talked about what spiritual insight was about. We talked about all of that. We got to March and we're talking about convergence, allowing this inner work to now line up with outer manifestation. But I cannot stress this enough. It's time to make some major moves. If not, we're going to be left stuck in an old era, running off of old paradigms, wondering what is happening. But we have to wake up. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. Everything is opening up. And I was joking, with some folks and said, if I was 20 years younger, I would really relocate to another country. Well, that's kind of like staying in my spirit and with my spirit. And I know age has nothing to do with it. That's why I say it's a running joke. But business is not as usual. Can you put that in the notes for me, please? Business is not as usual. This is not that time, beloved. This is the time for you, listen, to quietly go about the business of taking care of your business. Yes? Reese said, I know exactly what I have been assigned. And I'm just not sure where, when, or how to begin. I've been praying on it. Okay, we can talk about that. We can talk about that because the how, we don't need to know the how. We just need to get clear on one step. Since you know the assignment, just that first teeny tiny next best step. That's all we have to figure out. Just that next step. And we're going to go. And that's good. I'm so happy. She says, I know what my assignment is. Where, when, and how to start is what she's praying about. And it's going to come. Right? Anybody else? What do you have a real sense of? Whatever your assignment is, it's time to get to it. It's time now to step out of the comfort. When I say the comfort zone, I'm talking about the things that you are allowing to keep you comfortable and stretch and move. I feel a strong wind for this. This is why I say I feel the energy or the spirit of acceleration that is here, because you're going to be asked to make moves, beloved. And watch this, rather you get an immediate response or not, is not what this is about. It's about you having the willingness to take the step. You having a willingness. I did something this year I've never done. I did early morning empowerment pretty much every single day for this whole first quarter. Just in the last month, I didn't do Saturdays because I have meetings on Saturday mornings. And I first started out doing it, right? But every single morning at 7 a.m., early morning empowerment. Know the assignment, but focus on quieting the noise. Yes. And zeroing in on the assignment. And I'm so glad that you brought that up, Brian. And because that is it. The noise come in all shape, forms, and sizes. Everything that you can imagine can constitute noise. And so to be able, that is a clear key of how to move forward. That's why I always say, y'all, you got to get quiet. You got to get still. And that don't mean just sit and wait. You have to be watching. You remember the old saying, watch as well as pray? You have to be a true watcher in this season and not just sit and wait. Sitting and waiting, but clearing out that noise. The noise can be a range of anything that will come to cloud up the assignment. Absolutely. So again, I did something I've never done in the whole 40 years plus I've been in ministry. I'm aging myself today, right? for 90 days. That was out of my comfort zone. Do you know how many days, especially when it was a day off for me, that everything, y'all know how it is, y'all that have to get up and go out to a job every day, everything would say, don't do it today. Don't get up. You don't have to do it. Upload a replay. That I wouldn't do it because I know that's just part of the noise. That's part of the old paradigm. But watch this. Yes, the noise. Yes, we see it's a force to be reckoned with. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the noise is all the stuff, y'all. I call it the creepy crap, right? So when you know, and for me, what was driving my consistency was several things. One, it wasn't just me coming on every day at 7 a.m. That was just like the catalyst to get me into another dimension. Get up, get dressed, come here. That was just the catalyst. But what happened immediately is all the stuff that happened after I turned the camera off. That is what was allowing me to stay consistent, because watch this. I want you to hear this because you hear me say this all the time. Just take one teeny tiny step. We talk about the compound effect. Beloved, there are things that you will never see, never sense, never feel, never hear, never taste until you take a pebble and throw it in the pond. And you all have done that experiment. You know, when you throw just a little pebble in the pond, that ripple effect, y'all better talk back to me today. When you see, I want you to get the visual of this, throw a pebble in the pond. See the ripple effect going out. And it says that ripple effect, that vibration of that is felt all around the world. Just that little pebble in the pond. I recognize that after a while, it wasn't about me getting up and getting on camera, although that was the catalyst. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You are being asked to take one little step and allow it to create a ripple effect. It was all the things that happened after I turned the camera off. That was the ripple, causing me to go into another dimension, causing me to be exposed to different levels of things. Because I did that one action and I stayed with it and I stayed with it and I stayed with it. So now y'all know the 30, 60, 90 principle. Till now it's a part of my lifestyle. Now that the 90 days or the first Q is over, it's going to be difficult for me not to come on camera. Difficult. I'm already saying, oh, gee, I'm going to miss getting up, coming on camera. I'm thinking about, I'm praying about flipping to 7 p.m. and doing that for 30 days. That will be a huge sacrifice for me. Huge sacrifice to do that at 7 p.m. All right? So with all that being said, beloved, I don't want you to be fearful of the unknown, fearful of uncertainty, fearful of what's happening in our nation, what's happening globally, because a lot of good things are happening. A lot of great things are happening. Do you hear what I'm saying? Excuse me, a lot of great things are happening. It is our time. And I believe wholeheartedly that everything is here at our disposal and it's not too late. I want you to come out of the dimension of looking at what's trying to drive the narrative. I want you to come out of there. We cannot stay focused on what's driving the narrative. Now, those of us that are true prophets and futurists that can see what's happening up the road, do I see all the stuff happening in that realm of opposition? Of course I do. My job is to help you be prepared and to arm yourself so that you can go into the future prepared, so that you know how to zero in and focus in on what your assignment is and get that done. It's time for miracles. When I say miracles, I'm not talking in the church religious sense. I almost want to use the word magic just to get out of that whole religious thing that keep us locked up, right? But it's time for miracles. It's time for us to operate easily and effortlessly in a realm. Will opposition be there? It will always be there as long as we're in this 3D construct. But your ability and your skill to navigate past that, past all the noise, all the resistance, all the inner conflict and turmoil, you have to become skilled as a spiritual alchemist and transmuting all of that and getting to a place where we don't hear it. It doesn't affect us, but we know it's there. I'm not in denial about anything. That's just not where the focus goes. There was so much I want to say about, I almost got on today and started talking about deconstructing again. We have to really be about deprogramming, deconstructing, decolonizing ourselves from this Western colonial Christianity Inc. mindset that has locked us down in powerlessness. We have to unburden ourselves of all of that, all that we've given our energy to help further a cause that was not our cause. It is time to wake all the way up, beloved. So as we're here ending this first quarter, what am I talking about today? Beloved, the window is open. And I just want y'all to come and go with me into a dimension of intentional focus. You know what the assignment is. There's a lot of noise. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. Just ask the spirit, ask your heart, ask the higher self, just this one question. What is the path of least resistance that I can take right now to start? That's what you want. You want the path of least resistance. That one teeny, and the heart knows. The heart knows. You just have to be willing to obey, willing to take the inspired action, just willing. You may have to divine like they did, in scripture, where they have to say, okay, God, if this is you, let all of that was divination. And then they tell y'all shouldn't be in divination. All that was divination. All that throwing a fleece before the Lord, casting lots and all of that. All they were doing was tapping in and getting a sense of guidance and direction, right? Just that one teeny tiny step. You're so welcome, Reese. That's the one to just ask the heart. What's the path of least resistance? What can I do right now, where I am, with what I have? What can I do? Now, this is the caveat. Because we're in this whole information age, social media age, trending age, you have to be very careful. We're talking about listening to the heart. We want to be tapped into your essential self, your God self, not your social self. And we have to be careful that we're not just following a trend, right? The trend may give you inspiration. I want you to hear me. The trend may give you inspiration, and the word inspiration really means God breathed, but you want to tap in. How is this supposed to look for me? Because when the deal goes down, you're going to have to do it your way. Have to do it your way. When I was in a session with my mentor the other day, and she was talking about how the 4 C's of marketing has never changed, although we're in this whole thing where everything changes, algorithm changes, everything. But we're always going to have pillars. And even with those 4 pillars that never change, we still have to ask, how does this look for me? How can I make this work for me? How can I use my personality type, my energy, my focus, who I am? How can I make this work for me? and then you do you. Can y'all talk back to me and say, I'm going to do me? I'm going to do me. And you have to be strong in your conviction to do you. You can evolve, you can grow, you can change, you can shift, but doing you is at the core of who you are, and that should be a staple. That should be an anchor. Yes, I'm going to do me. Thank you, Reese. Come on, y'all. I'm going to do me. Yes, yes, yes. Would it make us say, wake all the way up and come all the way out? Absolutely. Wake all the way up, come all the way out. And how you going to do it? You're going to do it one step at a time. Take that first step to get out. Take that first step to get out. For me, taking the first step to get out was coming on live every day for 90 days. Never did it in my life. But now that's done and it's behind me. Now what I do, rinse and repeat, do an assessment, what worked, what didn't work, right? What was the benefit? What can I change? What can I do differently? Rinse and repeat. All right? So we're coming to the end of first Q, y'all. We're at the end of the first quarter of this year already. I want you to breathe. I want you to keep on trucking. I heard Eddie Kendricks in my head. Keep on trucking, baby. Keep on going. Keep on going until we get to the desired destination. All right? Keep moving, keep going, and build one upon another. Every round goes higher and higher. You are not the same. I am not the same. Some of you have been with me on for most of this whole first quarter at 7 a.m. And if you wasn't on live, you were catching the replay. You're not the same. Do not let the ego mind tell you that you are the same. We're in a new day. So again, just to wrap this up, beloved, we have a window. It's time to go through now. You've got to be about the business. It doesn't matter what condition you believe you are in. It doesn't matter if you feel like you are broken down, you are broken, you are busted, you're raggedy, whatever thing that you say about yourself or your condition. None of that is true. We have to stop seeing ourselves as that. I don't care what your body is saying and doing, what your living environment looks like and is saying, what your bank account looks like or may be saying. It doesn't matter. We're going to hold on to the vision of the end result. We're going to the end state. We're going to learn how to live in that end state. We're going to learn how to live in that end state. Vibrate in that end state. Breathe in that end state. Come on, let's take a good healing deep breath in. And exhale. SSLers and Mastery, I'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon. You guys know what to do if you want to sow seed. If any of this has been helpful to you in the last 90 days, sow seed. I shared on Friday about the vision, about what I'm doing. I can't do it by myself. SSL has to turn into a whole university type teaching training model. With all the training tracks that I've done over the years, there's still people who want a school of deliverance or a school of prophets or whatever, all the way up. All of these different schools have to be under this dome of SSL. And I need to hire people for that. I need different equipment for that. But it's all going to get done. So when you sow seed, that's what you're helping me do. All right. Have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Bye for now, guys. Bye for now. Y'all can check to see if I show up in the morning or the next morning. We'll see. Bye for now.